hope you like those set of dances. That's the dance that I would like to call the apology dance, because this, my friends, is the most overdue Q&A you'll ever see in your life. Now, most people would like to consider the prospect of putting off a Q&A that you initiated from the beginning of February to postpone it to, I don't know, the beginning of May, if it even comes up at that time, to be a bit overdue. Now, there are a lot of synonyms in the English dictionary. Instead of overdue, I would like to use a more appropriate term, being patient. I can't say that with a straight face. Well, what do I know about doing things on time and having a plan? When do I ever plan things thoroughly? Oh yeah, that other Q&A that I did. It'll immediately not be as funny as this one. But whatever, promises were broken, hearts were melted. I'm there to freeze them back and to put the pieces back together. We're gonna be doing a Q&A. I'm gonna be answering your 3 to 2 month old questions. I'm wearing white, there's a blue background, there's a light switch that I barely use. Let's do it. What plans do you have for your channel in 2017? Okay, the idea of me having concrete plans, again, out the window. Alright, but in all seriousness, it's gonna be a good time, gonna be a lot more experimental with these kind of videos. I've already gotten a good style going down. I already have a good name coming across, all my branding, my banner, and my icon and all that. It seems pretty complete. Gonna be focusing on pretty good typography, like Ocha! Like that. It's gonna be super big, dumb typography, like Ocha! It's just gonna change all the time. It's gonna be great, guys. If you're looking for gaming stuff, that's definitely still gonna be on the plate. I'm gonna be doing more of a focus on the studying of games in particular. What's the Matthew timeline at this point? I did Let's Plays. I started off with reviews because I couldn't get enough of like Channel Awesome and stuff like that. Then I tried to be like highlight focused. Then I kind of went back to doing reviews a bit. And then I kind of got into the details of gaming. That kind of went into its own weird tangent and stuff. But as I kind of mentioned in the 2017 The Chozo video, I do want to study more of the weird aspects of games. I mean, we kind of already have the idea of like, oh, Mario is a good game, and whatever a reviewer, IGN, Mr. IGN, whatever they tell me, it's a bad game. I think we can think a bit more thoroughly than that, guys. So that's why we're gonna be looking at all sorts of cases in regards to games. I'm not just gonna be there to give you an opinion that you probably really don't need any validation for whatsoever. I'm just here more to focus on the weird stuff about games and to find some sort of good meaning behind it. In particular, for this year, I want to focus more on games that have really good combat. Character action, that's always been a big thing, kind of a bit niche, so it was always really difficult for me to try to tackle it up front, but now, with me not really caring about how I make things, it seems perfect. Let's talk about games that have like good combat, good combos, how the combat is really reflective on like how the game works and things like that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. Besides games, gonna be going around doing random things. Sometimes you'll get like a vlog that's like 7 minutes talking about like thoughts of life and just learning how to deal with certain things that sometimes are difficult to discuss. I understand. But other times you're gonna get like maybe a minute or 2 videos. In general, I'm gonna be pretty frequent when it comes to actually making things instead of, I guess, thinking of how to do them. Like the scripted stuff in regards to case study and games, that's already gonna be planned and stuff, but I wanna have a lot more fun in regards to like making things and, you know, just seeing how it all will go in the end. These questions, for some reason people asked me about sushi and why it was included in that little introductory video regarding this whole Q&A that I elongated for the longest time, and I had to use some footage and I didn't just want to speak in front of the camera because I was kind of too nervous, so I just put sushi there instead. It's what I like to call visual ASMR. You know those commentary channels, the ones that put Overwatch, or ooh, that's a big one, or a Call of Duty gameplay in front of it. I mean, is that really no different than me just putting sushi in front of the camera and then just you being satisfied by the fact that you're looking at something while I'm talking about something completely unrelated. When I got the footage for this sushi, I had to pause everyone. I had to pause my family from actually starting to eat because we were really getting into it, to take footage of that, to like rotate around it. And then they got really mad at me, and then they hated me forever, and then I got the footage that I wanted. I'm sorry, what? I go what? What? People were asking me who my anime waifu is? Does this count as a question anymore? I mean, is this like not common knowledge? It's Rei Ayanami, guys. It's Rei Ayanami from Neon Genesis Evangelion. I freaking love her. I love her little cute bun of blue hair. I love her school dress that she just never changes out of. She's just like a real cutie. I'm a big fan of characters who are pretty shy, pretty introverted, but the media that they put themselves into, like the advertisements for Evangelion and stuff, they depict her as being like really outgoing and like happy and stuff, like completely different from her actual like little shy personality. It gives you a little hint of like who she really is on the inside. I just love that. I love that thing in characters. It's just so adorable. Rei Ayanami. This is my pajamas inside, by the way. Never gonna happen, woo! What is the worst platformer you have ever played? For those of you who get a bit squeamish about learning about platformers that are particularly bad at what they do or are just bad games in general, please, I encourage you to just keep an open heart. A while back, I did a video on the Bombing Islands, and I was meant to review 3 PS1 games that were very near and dear to my heart. One of them at the end is one I foreshadowed, and that was Fix the Adventure. Have you ever wanted to play a platformer where you just look at a top-down angle and the mechanics are so confusing? It's like throwing magnets together. That's literally what the game is like. It's throwing magnets together. Such a gigantic headache as a kid that I just could not stand it. It's one of the worst platformers I've ever played. Yeah, I'll probably make a review on it or something. The next question goes, what game series that you love do you never, ever, ever hope is not turned into a movie? PacMan? Let's break this down. A game is a game because it has certain game-centric ideas to it. You know, PacMan is all about getting scores, having lives, like different levels, or like the same level repeated boop, 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 over again. How the heck do you translate that into a movie? I mean, how do you make characters or like arcs or like emotional arcs or like climaxes about these kinds of like things? So yeah, PacMan Championship Edition 1 and 2, they're pretty good games. I would never want to watch them in a theater with like people and kids who like scream and cry and occasionally bump into your seats. And that requires traveling too. I don't have to travel to play Championship Edition. It's quite fun. Can you reviews Minecraft? I like game. Do you? I mean, yeah, I can review it. I mean, I can't see any other reason why I wouldn't review it. Unless I didn't have a recorder, or the game, or the will to do it through my human abilities. Can I have your house? Gosh, it reminds me of my old one. I mean, it's quite a nice place. You know, I like the walls. I like the blue walls. I like this light switch too. That video, I particularly showed the windowsill that I usually show. Actually, a lot of my shots from a lot of my previous videos are nothing but my bedroom. That's pretty much it. If you think that's the qualifications of a damn good house, then so be it. Est-ce que vous êtes capable de traduire tous vos vidéos en français? Oui, pour la plupart. What game do I feel is extremely underrated? Pandoras Tower. It has one of the most touching relationship stories that I've ever seen in just about any video game. I really do want to cover it in a later like case study or something, but if you want to know if I think that game's underrated, then the answer is yes. I think it's pretty underrated. Some other underrated games, I'm Jammer Lammy. Yeah, I'm gonna redo that video. I know it gets a lot of views, but I want to redo it because it's pretty outdated. Sonic Lost World, you weird piece of shit, I love you. And Screw it, the Wonderful 101. I'll do a thing on it later. It's gonna be great. Well, what's my favorite Rayman game? It's gotta be Rayman Raving Rabbids, dude. Oh, that's too good. Origins and Legends are pretty good. Legends specifically. Am I gonna review Shrek Extra Large for the GameCube? I don't know, dude. Are you gonna review Shrek Extra Large for the GameCube? I mean, I could. Like, again, I'm not. It's not like I'm not incapable of doing it. If Sonic the Hedgehog had a movie, what would I like it to be animation-wise and humor-wise? Honestly, make it a bit like Sonic Boom. Like, not even just the TV show. Like, that TV show is pretty funny, but make it animated like cutscenes from the actual Sonic Boom game. People give that game a lot of shit, but at least the cutscenes, they make them move like actual cartoon characters. They have like squash and stretch to them. They're all like moving and stuff. It feels really animated and nice, and like, even though their dialogue doesn't always hit the mark, it's at least something. Make it animated like that. At the same time, you know, make it a story that has like a goal, a good adventure to look forward to. Don't just make it like the Sonic Boom show where it's kind of just like an everyday scenario where they just do some jokes every now and then. Like, sometimes it works, but other times it's not very captivating for a movie, I would think. Expose yourself blocks? Not with that spelling, no. Okay, let's cut to a bit of a lightning round over here. This is a thing that I like to call the no section, so no. That's funny. No. Okay. One more. We'll do one more. No. I'm sorry, guys. That's all I really have to say. What's my credit card number? A number that you credit. Face me and blaze blue, fam. I don't know, I'm more of a Skullgirls kind of person. Street Fighter 4, maybe the super version of that. Smash? I'm down for a good Smash match every once in a while. Yeah, Blaze Blue, I'm gonna have to get to that. I'm sorry, fam. How much money do I make? Lol. Just barely scraping by, I guess. AdSense isn't really that helpful anymore. I mean, I don't know, at this point I'm really just relying on luck when it comes to earning, not even just money, but just about anything. My opinion on PC quality? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of frustrating once you have to set up everything, you know, you have to find the right configurations, you need to know whether you need to enable VSync or triple buffering or do all sorts of anisopic filtering or like cache and all of that stuff. You need to make sure that your configuration is all right, you need to make sure the graphics are proper, make sure that when you see a game you meet the minimum requirements, and if you don't, you just have to barely scrape by with low graphics unless they somehow make a patch that is able to work properly with your low-end system. Otherwise, you gotta buy a big one, and then you gotta filter all that again. You gotta get all the fans and everything, and yeah, PC quality is pretty fun once you get it working. Is LittleBigPlanet a good game? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's quite creative. It kind of has the same appeal of Mario Maker, which has a giant community of user-generated levels that I think it's pretty nice to see. I do kind of wish, in my own preference, that the controls were less wonky when it comes to jumping. Jumping just does not feel good in that game. It just feels really stilted in general. Like, if the platforming, like when you do this to this is like it controls smoothly, I would love the hell out of that game. I only played the PSP version, by the way. How do you feel about The Last of Us sequel? Pretty unnecessary. The Naughty Dog's making it, so they probably know what they're doing. More so than I do with my own productions. Best game of 2016? No doubt it's the game that included that one game in the GBA, the one game on the DS, and then one game on the Wii, and like a couple of other new mini games here and there. Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix is a great rhythm game. If you have not played a Rhythm Heaven game, it's the collection to go through. It has literally so many games, you'll never get tired of any of them. I just wish that maybe one or two of them made the cut. Otherwise, it's a great compilation. I think you should get it. If you don't consider compilations to be like actual best game of the year material, then Owlboy was pretty amazing. Yeah, and so was Hyper Light Drifter. That was also pretty amazing. Both of them had great pixel efforts done that took like years of development to make, and they just turned out to be great products in terms of just storytelling, adventure, and just games. When's my birthday? Well, it was April 16th, and actually I did want to release this video like on my birthday to make it a birthday Q&A, but I just did not have the time to do that. Exams. The hardest game I've ever beaten? Castlevania 3. I guess those were just about all the questions. So yeah, I want to thank all of you for waiting so long to have like 3-month questions answered. Hell, I don't even think Microsoft support makes you hold in the call for this long. I promise, if I'm gonna do a Q&A, I'm gonna be more mentally prepared for it and actually try to get it on time. But all in all, I think we can all agree that the real purpose for this delay, and from the very beginning, was one question that I received that I had to contemplate and work on for quite some time. Take a look. From Ministry of Towels. Hi Matt, longtime fan / lurker. Thought I'd drop this request on your Q&A video. One of my friends really likes your channel. Like seriously, she may be your #1 biggest fan. I also heard that you have a great singing voice. You like trained in vocal or something. I was hoping you might sing one of her favorite songs, Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. I know she loves the recorder version as well, so if you could like remake the video, but like you do it, that would be amazing. Also, I hope she doesn't mind me posting her name. Can you shout her out? Her name is Serotonin. Please. Thanks, Matt. You're the best. Alright. Because one of my commenters really wanted it. This one's dedicated to him and his friend Serotonin. Making me sing this, I can't believe you made me do this. Here we go. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you. Go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart will go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Alright, second verse. We're gonna get through this. Love can touch us one time and last for a lifetime and never let go until we're gone. I'm also doing this in one take. I hope you realize this. Love was when I loved you. One true time I hold to, and my life will always go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Like, it doesn't seem too bad at first. But always take my advice to know that it'll always get worse. For example, right here. Time for my career to end. You're here. There's nothing I fear. And I know that my heart will go on. We'll stay forever this way. You are safe in my heart, and my heart will go on. Oh, jeez. Alright, yeah, there you go. Your request is done. Thanks for all the questions, everybody. It's been fun. Not this, though. Never this. Okay, kind of, a little bit.